Okay, Assalamu alaikum again. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Uh, the reason I teach English by English is that our YouTube channel is not only for Afghans. Our YouTube channel is for all over the world. Okay, we have a lot of fans from India, from Pakistan, from Iran, from Bangladesh, from Malaysia, Indonesia, many countries. Therefore, I never ever explain anything in our local languages, Pashto and Dari. And plus, my more than 15 years of experience gives me the idea that English must be learned by English. English must be learned by English. Trust me, Dari explanation, Pashto explanation doesn't work, okay? English must be taught by English and English must be learned by English. So therefore, I don't use any single word of Dari in Pashto. And even this is not an advanced class. I mean, it's lower intermediate. They just, came from basic program. But still, I don't want to use any of the local languages, and I think it's useful for you. After a few weeks, inshallah, you will get used to, the way I talk. You will get used to my methodology and explanation, everything. It will be easy for you to comprehend, to understand anything that I'm saying, okay? Even if now you kind of, look sort of lost and dizzy, but inshallah, it will be good soon, okay? Can you understand what I'm saying? Yes, everything is clear? Okay, yeah. So now, if you get what I'm saying to you, just use your tongue. Okay. Yes, we got it, teacher. Yes, we understood. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So say something. Okay. Don't be just quiet. Oh, subject pronouns and object pronouns. Let me tell you this. In general, we have two types of pronouns. How many types of pronouns? Two types of pronouns. We have indefinite pronouns and we have personal pronouns. Indefinite pronouns and personal pronouns. Indefinite pronouns, which are going to be taught in the future, inshallah, in this level, because I know you have them in your book, okay? Somebody, somewhere, something, nobody, nothing, no one. Those are indefinite pronouns, okay? Indefinite pronouns refer to unspecific people, places, and things. Just to give you this much information for now. If I say I bought something yesterday, do you know what I bought? No, you don't know. Why? Because I talk about something unspecific, okay? For example, if I say I met someone yesterday, do you know whom I met? You don't know. Why? Because I talk about someone unspecific. Okay, so those are indefinite pronouns which are going to be taught in the near future, inshallah, in this level. And then we have personal pronouns. Personal pronouns. And these personal pronouns are divided into different groups or categories. Okay, we have subject pronouns, we have object pronouns, we have possessive adjectives, we have possessive pronouns, and we have reflexive pronouns. So each English learner must memorize all of these, personal pronouns. Why? Because if you don't know, these personal pronouns in all cases, in subjective case, in objective case, in possessive case, you cannot use them in your daily English, and you need them a lot. In everyday English, you need these pronouns because you talk about a person, okay? And you don't know the name of that person. So, of course, you got to use a pronoun, right? If you don't know, these pronouns, so how can you talk about that person? You get the point? So today in this video, in this lesson, we'll be looking at subject pronouns and object pronouns. Subject and object pronouns. So again, these subject and object pronouns could be somehow like categorized. Like, see, first person, I, we. So I for singular and we for plural. And you, second person, and then you have third person, he, she, it. Okay, he, singular, male. She, singular, female. and it for things, usually things, ideas, and they for plural, all of them. Males all together like plural, they. Females all together like they. And if there are things in plural, more than one, again they. Okay. So in object case, for I we have me, we us, you, the same form in both cases. You use it as a subject or if you use it as an object. In both cases, it is spelled in the same way. Okay, no difference. And he, him, and she becomes her, and it the same form again. So I want you not to be confused. Don't be confused with that, okay? When you use, these were like you, in both cases, you know, it has the same form, and it, in both cases, it has the same form, and then they, them. Now I want you to pay attention to these four examples. So now, how do these pronouns function? They function as subjects in your sentences. You use them instead of subjects in sentences. Okay? So now, subject is the doer of an action if your verb is action verb. Again, because we have, state verbs and we have action verbs. We have verbs which show actions. For example, I'm walking. Look, you see? Okay, so walk shows an action, right? But if I say I like this marker, I like this marker, no action. Like is a verb, but it doesn't show any action, okay? So just keep in mind that there are action verbs and there are state verbs. So if we just say subject is a word which is the doer of an action, that definition will not be a complete definition, okay? Why? Because what if your verb is a state verb? So there is no action, okay? So you can say that subject is a word, the complete definition would be subject is a word to which the action or the state expressed by a verb refers. Subject is a word to which the action, if it is an action verb, or the state, if it is a state verb, expressed by a verb refers. Okay? So this is a verb, right? Okay? So it either shows an action or a state. It shows an action or a state. So whatever that action or state is, that refers to the subject. Okay? If it's action, subject is the doer of that action. Right? If it's a state, it refers to the subject. Okay? That could be the desire of the subject if it's a verb that shows desire, like want and need and desire, expect and wish and hope, and these are the verbs which do not show actions. They show the state of desire, or the state of, for example, existence, to be verbs SMR and exist itself, or for example the state of emotions, like and love and right, hate and dislike. And you like something or someone, there's no action. Is there any action if you say I like pizza? Is there any action? No action. But if you say I eat pizza, there is action, right? Is the action of eating. But if you say I like pizza, there's still a verb. Like is a verb, but it doesn't show action. It shows a state. State of what? State of no. State of no. See, the state of desire, like hope and want and need, right? State of desire, that's your desire, right? But state of emotions, you like something, that's your emotion. You hate something, that is your emotion. You dislike something, that's your emotion, right? So it shows state of emotion. So now look at these examples. I saw him yesterday. Subject pronouns are used as subjects in sentences. Okay? And object pronouns are used as objects. So usually when you write a sentence, okay, and you use a subject pronoun, your subject pronoun comes before your verb. So what is saw here? It is verb second form, right? Because simple past tense, right? So your subject pronouns come before verb in sentences, but your object pronouns come after verbs in sentences. Okay? So now, if it's an action verb, the object pronoun, the object, okay, receives that action. If it's a state, it receives the state. Understood? So in the future, we will have complete lessons about action verbs and state verbs, and you will know and you will learn more about these verbs, okay? But now I just wanted to tell you so everything could be clear. So you cannot just say subject is a word which is the door of action. That's not a complete definition, okay? You got it? Why if your action is not, if your verb is not an action verb, then the subject is not the door of action. So what do you say about that definition again, right? So that's not a complete definition. She brought me a book. So here we have she and we have me. So she is subject pronoun and it functions as the subject of this main verb. So brought is what? Yeah, second form of the main verb. It is a verb, right? And yes, me functions as object, she functions as subject, I functions as subject, and him functions as object. So of course there's an action bringing. There's an action. You go. There's a kind of physical action, right? So who's the door of this action? She. Who's the receiver of the action? Me. Okay. So of course, she. That's a person. Shahla, Laila, Jamila. Okay. Instead of that noun, we use she. Okay. And I also have a name, right? But instead of my name, we use this pronoun. So now you see, pronoun is a word which is used instead of a noun. So she brought me a book. Got it? Okay, I am teaching you English. What is I over here? Subject. And am teaching is the verb form. It is the verb form. There's to be verb with it because of ing, okay? When we work on present continuous tense, you will know more about this, okay? And what is you here? Yes, here it is an object pronoun and it functions an object over here in this one. So I'm teaching you English. And finally, we told them the truth. We told them the truth. So we functions as a subject and them functions as a object. And told is the verb form. Okay? So this is how we use subject pronouns and object pronouns in our sentences in English language. Okay? So subject pronouns are used instead of subjects. For example, Tom is a noun. Okay? If I say Tom learns English at that English center, or Tom's studies at university, right? So now in the second sentence, I use he instead of Tom. Okay. Tom studies at university and he also has a part-time job. You saw that? So instead of the noun Tom in the second sentence, I'm using, pronoun he. Okay. So of course, noun functions as a subject or as an object in a sentence, and then we have pronouns. But we have different forms of pronouns. See, we cannot use these pronouns as subjects. For example, me want to go there. Me want to go there. It is wrong according to grammar. I want to go there. See, now there are some common mistakes that native speakers make, and they are accepted as common mistakes. Like, if, for example, if you talk to a native speaker, they may say, me and my friend went over there. Me and my friend went over there. But this is a common mistake according to grammar. That's not correct. And when you listen to native speakers, Americans, British, normal, I would say, informal spoken English, they say it all the time. They say it. Me and my brother went over there. Me and my brother bought this. According to grammar, it's not correct. So we say, my brother and I went over there. My friend and I bought it yesterday. Okay? You get the point? So we cannot say him learns English. Him? It's incorrect, right? Why? Why? Because it is object pronoun. We should say, yes, we should say he learns English. Okay? So I can say I saw him, But what if somebody says, I saw he yesterday? If somebody says, I saw she yesterday, it's incorrect, right? Why? Because in that case, we need object pronouns. After verbs in sentences, we need object pronouns. These ones. Before verbs, we need the subject pronouns, okay? So there was an interpreter who came from the United States with the American troops. And surprisingly, he was calling a lady like a female officer. Instead of saying ma'am or lady or something, we say she, come here. Okay. I was surprised. I was not even sure if a could have been a part of the slang language. So I hope that you can use these pronouns correctly in your sentences now. Any problems?
No.
Any problems?
No.
Okay, how do we use these subject pronouns? As subjects in sentences. And what is the position? Before verbs, before main verbs, yeah. And how do we use these words? As object pronouns, right? So they come after verbs, after verb forms, right? Okay. There could be other cases, there could be other exceptional cases, okay? But basically, this much is enough for you to know that these are subject pronouns and they are used instead of subjects, okay? And these are object pronouns that they're used instead of the receiver of actions or states, right? And they come before verbs and they come after verbs and sentences. Any questions?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
No questions. Okay, so have a great time. This much explanation is enough about these words. Bye-bye.